Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is Katacha here, and right before we get to the podcast, I wanted to show off Swan's placing here in the top 16. Got 13th place here. Great job to him. He'll be the first one speaking for the podcast, and I just wanted to give him a shout out. You know, show off his deck. This is the deck he used, his ratios and everything. And yeah, I'll leave it there for a little bit. You can check out his top 13 Digimon deck profile. And I hope you enjoy the video. Hit and record. All right, welcome to Jogress. This episode 19. I'm with the boys. We'll start from left to right. Mike, go ahead.
Hey, this is your boy Mike, also known as Amos.
I got Bobby.
Yo, what's up? It's Bobby. It's your boy, aka Blastov, aka Young Jeezy, aka Young Gravy, aka All Force God. No, I'm kidding. I'll stop. Okay, I'm sorry.
Dang, he's beating you on that, Marcus. Swan is the next up.
Hey, Ro, the resident Asian of the group. Let me point that out, you know.
That's why he's better than all of us. And then,
Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
and then we got Marcus.
Okay, Bobby, let me show you how this is done. Hey, what's up? This is Marcus. This is AKA King Metapod _ level 100, AKA the real double _, AKA the real triple _, AKA the King of Davis, AKA the Sovereign King, AKA Fang Daddy.
Oh my gosh, Marcus.
He had to end with Fang Daddy, dude. He had to end with Fang Daddy.
You had to be honest.
And
And then,
he made top 64 with Davis. It's deserved. He deserves that one. 100%.
and then I'm just Peter. I'm trash. We're just gonna do a regionals recap with all the boys. The only one who's missing is Frank. He couldn't make it, so I think we'll start off with you, Marcus, because I mean, oh wait, first off, I just say where we all placed, right? Mike, what did you play? We'll just say that real quick.
I'll play Red Hardwood.
And Bobby.
Played All Force. Stuck to my guns. I was happy about it. Don't regret anything.
I played I already forgot the name. Numemon. And then Swan.
I played Best Boy Lugamon.
And Marcus. I mean, you already heard it in his intro. Go ahead, Marcus.
The Davis.
I think in order it was Swan. Congrats to Swan. He got his nationals invite. He got 13th.
Thank you.
What was it? 300? About 300. And then you got
Like that.
and then it was Marcus placing 56. Then I got place 74. We got Bobby at 84, Frank 107, and I'm sorry, Mike 143. But you just break, man. There's no problem, no issues there, no issues. I gotta put the picture. I put the pictures of the boys. That's us. That's us. We took the picture at the very end. They just brought in that Bandai background, and we asked if we could just take a quick pic, and they let us. So that was cool of them. I thought they were gonna say no, to be honest. The guys are a little.
Well, remember that
confused.
short guy did say no.
Those dudes looked all pissed off.
Yeah, dude. He was like, "Why'd you wait so long to use it?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, my bad."
I didn't even hear him say that, but good thing the one that was in charge, she was like, "Yeah, go ahead."
And then they took staff pictures right after.
Mm-hmm. You didn't hear him, dude? The short Asian guy was kind of bugging. He was like, "No, but I guess," and like he kind of had that like, "I'm trying to smile because I don't want to be rude," but like it already came out, you know. So I was like, "Oh, we'll just make it quick."
Oh, I
He
heard
was
you
like-
say. I remember hearing you say, "We'll just make it quick," but I didn't hear that from the dude. He just looked like
Yeah,
visibly
he
pissed
looked
off.
at us like he was smiling, but underneath you can tell he was like saying, "You motherfuckers," like for real. But you know,
It was just
you
a
could
quick,
see it on his face, bro. It was so funny.
It's just a quick snap, man. He didn't get all mad.
Yeah, he was mad, but I think he was trying to play it off as like he didn't care. He was like, just kidding, but not really.
Yeah, I'm mad at you guys. Why did you take so long to take one picture? I'm like, it's just one picture, bro. Come on.
Come on, man.
Marcus, go ahead. Talk about your regional experience, man.
It should be Swans first.
Yeah.
I thought you were the one short on time.
Yeah, but Swan should go first. He's the one that.
All right, Swan.
All right.
Talk about your regional experience.
I mean, it was pretty cool. First, Digimon in-person regional. I thought it was really neat. Like, whenever we showed up, I totally did not expect like it to be a full-on Bandai event with like DBZ and Battle Spirits, even though that just kind of looked like a speck on the map. But overall, it's pretty cool. I like the whole pre-registration thing because back in the Yu-Gi-Oh days, you had to show up at 8, like fill out a paper deck list, and then wait forever. So it was pretty cool. I felt like it was a pretty good run. Really thinking back on it, I didn't really see any like misplays or anything that could have like really messed me up. The matchups that I played were kind of crazy. I thought it was just going to be like Nume Levia all day, but it was like a mixed bags of different decks. I think the coolest thing I did at the tournament was probably like during round one. Round one, I played against Levia and I went 2-0. I think game one was like fairly easy. He like threw a Levi in the trash very quickly, and then I had Black God over, so I bottom decked that, and then I proceeded to OTK. So that was game one. Game two, he like put me in a kind of crazy spot. He had a Biting Crush up with the Levia X, and I think that was it. He had those two there. Then he had a Cerberus X with the Protoform underneath, a Syakomon, and a Ghazi on board. And I'm trying to remember what I had because I pushed up like Luga. I think I had an AG on board with like either a boost or a training or something like that. But I ended up Chimering. I went from a forward to Chimera, hard Digivolve to wipe the level 3s off the board. Then I hard Digivolved into Fenrir. Brought bodies out, swung, and then I had the second Chimera in hand to finish off the game. So I avoided the Biting Crush because whenever I brought stuff back with Fenrir, I brought back a Gato and I bot decked it, and he was able to get off his Levy X play. But by the time he did, my board was literally just like Fenrir and all the level 4s. So he digivolved the Cerberus into the Levy X, and then he was like, "All right, cool. So you have more stuff than me. I get to pop." And then he read the card, and he was like, "I get to pop 3, 5s, and 7s." And then he looked at my board, and he was like, "And you just have 4s and 6. So I guess I don't pop anything." And then I proceeded to OTK him. So that was probably like the coolest thing because I felt like it was like a crazy jam or whatever. That he kind of put me in that I got myself out of. But aside from that, round 2 was Melga. That one was pretty quick. I 2-1'd. And that was the round that I was like kind of freaking out because not like of the matchup or anything, but I kind of told y'all there was an issue where I only had 3 of my 4 eggs, and I thought I either dropped it or lost it or something like that. Turns out it was in the other deck box. I forgot to move it over when I was switching. But that one I won 2-1. Round 3 was against Yellow Vaccine, and that guy, I will tell you, was really good at Vaccine. He ran through me game 1. His board by turn like 3 was like Pillowmon, Black Gato, or not Black Gato. It was Pillowmon, the Yellow Gato, Metamon, and Angelomon, I think. So it was pretty nuts. And then he had an Angemon on board. So I could have digivolved all the way up into a Fenrir, but he kept the Angemon on board, and it had Perrier because of Metamon, so it never died when it checked my security, and he kind of just threatened me. So if I ever digivolved and pushed up to try and like answer the board, he would just, since everything in my deck is a virus, he would just send it to security. So he ran through me game 1, and then game 2 I OTK'd him. Game 3, I know we like came right down to time. But I think I like wiped his board and then I OTK'd him. Right, Bobby like pointed out it was like right when the buzzard hit. So that was good. That was probably one of the closest matches of the day. Round 4 was Mirage. This match I felt kind of bad because he had like, I think game 1 he brought out, he like hard played the level 3, so we both drew, and then he pushed up a floodgate. I think it was the like reduction one or something like that. I wiped his board with Chimera, then I OTK'd him, and then the second game, I think he I wiped his board, and then he digivolved all the way up into a level 5 in the back, pushed up, went into Mirage. I had 9 cards in hand, so he gained 2 memory and like choked me. I think I promoted. I pretty much never did anything to add a card to my hand, and then I wiped it off the board and OTK'd him. So that one was pretty quick. That was round 4. I think it took like 15, 20 minutes, and then round 5 was kind of the same. I played against Numemon, and this guy was pretty cool. He had a different Numemon deck build, and I told him like even after the match, like, hey dude, I definitely want to try it. He was running the Agus, the black Agus and Cool Boy. But game 1 with that guy, he built a board with like 3 people. I Death X the board. He couldn't answer Death X, and then I won. Game 2, he built a board and I chimera'd it. So after he lost like the 3 peeps, I just OTK'd and that was pretty much it. But I still told him I liked his deck a lot. He ended up, I think he told me he came in 4th place at the Core TCG Online Regional. So I already looked up his deck list, and I was like, I'm going to update mine and mess around with it because I thought it was a pretty sick idea. He said that because of the way he ran the deck, that he never really, bricked or anything like that. And he said apparently up until that match, because he said first game he had like, I think he said he had like 3 level 6s and then like a merciful mode or something in hand. And I was like, rip. Round 6 was against another Numemon player. And this guy, pretty interesting stuff in this match here. So,
boy.
yeah. So in round 6, at this point, I think there's only 6 undefeateds left in the tournament, and they like pointed that out. And then they said like based on the results, like there would only be one more match after that. So I think I was at table 3 at this point, and it was me, my opponent, and then the 4 others that were at table 1 and 2. So we sit down, the dude's really chill. We're like going back and forth, and the joke of the day was like, I have a Lugumon mat, my eggs are the Lugumon eggs, and then my memory marker is Lugumon. So everyone would be like, so I'm gonna take a wild guess and say you're playing Lugumon. So he goes off to tell me like, hey man, I love the deck. I wanted to play it myself. I have it fully maxed rarity, this and that. And I was like, oh cool, like another person who plays Luga and this and that. And he was just like, I just don't believe in it, so I had to play this, and then he ended up playing Numemon. So game 1 was like one of the longest grind sessions ever. He built a board, I Death X'd his board, and then I never wanted to swing with the Death X because I didn't want him to be able to out it. Pretty much whenever I played the other Numemon player, and even when I played, at one of our locals Numemon, like I couldn't answer Death X myself. It was pretty tough unless they built up. So we were kind of going back and forth. I was choking him as much as possible and trying to kill him, but I was always missing a piece, so I couldn't just like promote and OTK him. And then over time, he was able to kind of out it. There was an interaction that we had that kind of sparked the whole like craziness. What ended up happening was he went into a platinum, and he tried to ditch merciful mode so that he could gain memory. And I told him, hey bro, like to gain the memory, you need a Nume. And then he picked up the merciful, and I responded to him and said, hey man, like you already ditched it, you can't pick it back up. And he goes, oh, okay, so I see what you're doing. You're trying to shark me. You're trying to be one of those players. You're going to do that. And I was like, what the hell? Like, no, if you made a play and you got rid of a card, that's your fault if you don't get the memory back. And he said it wasn't possible because the card read Numemon. And I was like, okay, well, that's fine. And, I acknowledged that I was wrong or whatever. He took the card back. I don't know why he would have done that because Merciful Mode was like the answer to Death X. So I thought that was kind of a weird play, but he ended up Merciful Moding me, and he literally killed me the next turn. So, like, I was just confused why he got so upset. Oh, that's right, I didn't go through it. So he Merciful moded me, and then I promoted, and the reason why like he got upset was the next turn I pushed up and he had merciful mode up. I had 2 security, I believe. He had merciful mode with I want to say it was 1 body and then 1 in raising. So the only play I had to survive was I had to kill the merciful mode, and I had 1 Tyranno in trash. So I would unsuspend with Fenrir, be at 3 memory, kill the merciful mode so he doesn't trash my stuff, and then in my head I was just like praying he didn't have what's it called it with rush, so he could kill me. And next turn, whenever I blew up, the whole thing that happened was I did the Fenrir combo, and then at the end I triggered Alliance at the end of my combo so that I could run over the merciful mode. And he got so upset that I triggered after I summoned all my bodies that I triggered Alliance, and he was like, "Oh, Alliance doesn't work that way. You have to declare Alliance right when you declare your attack, and this and that." And I explained to him that that's how it worked. He got super pissed, and he called over a judge. Poor judge, man. The judge came over and was like, "Yeah, it is possible. You know, it's all part of that window where you can activate your effects and you can choose how you want to activate them." And he was like, "I want to appeal. I want to appeal right now." And in my head, I was like, I looked at the board and realized at that point, like once the judge was coming, that I was screwed because he had a Numa X like in the stack and he had a platinum in trash. So I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm screwed no matter what. Like we're gonna go to the next game, but like he didn't take it, and then he like called for the head judge. The head judge comes over and tells him yes, it's possible, and he's there complaining, saying like, "This isn't how it works. I have the deck. I have it in max rarity. I know it can't be done that way. You have to activate Alliance right at the beginning." And he was like, "Even at Nats, that's how it was ruled. We play it like that at my locals." And like, I'm just sitting there like, what the hell, bro? Like, who doesn't trigger Alliance at the end of this combo? What ends up happening was the judge tells him, the head judge lets him know, and then he's like, he full Karens on the judge, and he's like, "What's your name? What's your name? Okay, got it." And then he goes from there, and the judge leaves. So he ends up winning the game, and I'm like, maybe he'll chill out. And after game 2, I was like, "Look, bro, like, no bad blood. We're here to enjoy the game. You know, I wasn't trying to be an asshole to you. I just thought you did something, and I wasn't gonna let you take it back if it was legal." And he ended up kind of like chilling out or whatever. Going to game 2, fast forward, I OTK his ass, and then we go to game 3, and I OTK him right when time hits. So we didn't know if it was just going to be a flat out draw there. And then the judge came over and said that they would give us a 2-minute time extension, which isn't a lot, and then we would enter overtime. So the whole like 0, 1, 2, 3. So going into the game, I was like, well, crap. Like I'm gonna have to try my best to set up my graveyard turn 1. Since I was turn 0, I believe, and try to do whatever I could to end the game. And then as we were going, the board got really weird really fast. I wasn't playing like how I normally would because I wasn't playing how I normally would because I knew I didn't have time. So like I couldn't continuously like choke or play certain cards or whatever. But I know I like set everything up. I was able to set up in the couple of turns, and the third I was turn 3 actually. I think he might have been 0. I was turn 3. And I know all I had to do was push up, and then I actually was going to be able to kill him. But in his stack, he kept on pushing, and then the last card that he drew was Venus. So he played Venus, and then that completely turned off my turn. I was turn 3, and then we got a draw from there. So that was unfortunate. That was round 6. And then round 7, at this point, there was only, I think, like 1 undefeated or something like that. So instead of 8 rounds, they made it 7. So it was going to be the last one. On the 7th round, I played against Setcon. So that was very fun, to say the least. I only ever played against Setcon once before, and I was playing Digimon against Peter. I completely got shit on. So wasn't looking forward to the match, but the good thing was they sent a video over from what is it? It's digital. What are those dudes named, Peter? That YouTube channel?
Is it?
No,
I think it's like
Digital
Digital
Gates.
Gate Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah, Digital Gate Studios, and the dude had a really good breakdown on like how to play against Setcon. And in my head, I was like, all right, sick. Like, you know, wait till I get ADP and then go off. Game 1, I kind of went too ham, and the reason why I did that was because I think I either like training or something, and like on my first turn, I literally bot decked my ADP, and I only play one copy of it.
Ooh.
So the second I saw that, I was like, oh crap! Like I'm gonna really just try and flood the board, and once I flood the board, like do the best I can with whatever bodies are there. Unfortunately, it was SetCon, so we went back and forth, and because I went too ham, I decked out. Simple as that. By the time I got back to my ADP, it was too late. And yeah, I lost game one to that, and game two, I told myself, all right, cool. I'll adjust my play, and what I'll do in round two is I won't play any card that could potentially trash my ADP, since it was my win con. So I just hard played a lot of stuff. We went back and forth. I hard played something. He dealt with it. He played a pillow. I would kill it with hell. He'd bring it back with flame hell scythe. Eventually, I finally black gotted that thing to the bottom of the deck. Thank God. But then by the time I got to my ADP, I was like sick. All I needed to do is set up, and I got it from here. He ended up playing a Gallant for free because the game had kind of gone on for a while, and I had to get rid of the Gallant and kind of burned a turn on that. And then after that, I forgot exactly how much memory I had, but I was in a position where he played something and gave one of my bodies like sec -1. And then I pushed up. So I think I had a stack that was almost to a hell or something like that. But there was something with one of my stacks where it wasn't going to be able to do anything, and the only thing I could do with it was Alliance. So I had to build up a new stack on the side. The way everything was in the board state was he had 4 security left, and he had 2 Kyries. So he had 2 of the purple Kyries where the second I smacked his security, he was going to gain back 2 memory. So it was a really like tough position that I was in, and I figured out that in order to do the play to kill him, I had a Black Gato in my hand. I needed to swing with my soul, pretty much to digivolve up. I needed to swing with my soul Lugamon to gain the memory and ditch the Black Gato that was in my hand. Doing that would put me to 1 memory or to 2 memory, so that after that play, I could hard digivolve into Fenrir, bring back the Black Gato, swing with Fenrir for the last 2 checks with ADP, and be able to kill him with the Black Gato. So the only thing that had to happen for me to win that game was my soul had to survive. So I had the 5K Lugar on board. That was the red source. So I played ADP on the stack. I went up to soul. I swung with soul, 2 checks, 13K. First check was a lonk, but I was under ADP, so I was chilling. And the second check was a Gallant. So it was at 13K, and that blew up my stack that had the ADP protection on it. And after that, the other thing that I had on board was SecNeg1, and then my other stack. I think the other stack was what was like SecNeg1 or something like that. So I wasn't able to go into Fenrir, and after that, it was pretty much game. Like he was able to wipe my board, and I think that was pretty much it. So that was round 7, which was the last round, and yeah, I think my record was X11. So I only lost to SetCon, had a draw with Numemon, and I came in 13th. The dude that I played, the SetCon player at the end, ended up coming in second. I don't know if like that's the placement I would have got if I won, but I would have got top 8. I really wanted that Omnimon, but I'm definitely still happy that I got my Nats invite and came in 13th. It was really fun. I've been practicing the hell out of this deck, as the boys know, especially my fiance Kim. She definitely knows. I give an attest a lot to her because she goes through the ringer when we play like on the daily. And then she helped me test too. Like, of course, all y'all helped me test weekly, and this week leading up, she kind of like put me through her own gauntlet where I would play like D Brigade, Blue Flare. She would use my Numemon deck. She would play Levia and stuff like that. So it was all really helpful. Overall, I felt really good about my run, and it was a good time. So yeah, that was my run at locals. Aside from the one rowdy round 6 interaction, it was a good day.
Yeah, that was the thing. I think this group, we like, man, we try to prepare as much as we could. We just practice and practice and practice.
Oh yeah, man.
That's why I guess we're all, it's kind of like, you know what, we're letting those decks chill for a bit. Let's have some fun.
Yes, sir.
For real, I updated like 2 different decks today, so I'm pretty excited to play some other stuff. And then I updated the target, so
I got some spice
yeah.
coming whenever I get a chance to go play.
Oh yeah.
Before we hand it off to Marcus, Zwan, my wife's asking if you feel like the interaction with Homeboy messed up your momentum.
Nah, to be honest, like I don't think that it messed me up because the second player that I was playing was super cool. Like I was even joking with him. He played the Digimon Emperor, and going into game two, like he pretty much had 2 of them on board game one. And then game two going into it, I went first and I played like Luga something else in past, and then like the second he drew, I was all, "Don't do it, Bloodbath, don't do it!" And then he started laughing, and then he proceeded to play Digimon Emperor, put me to one. So
Oh,
he was cool, man. Like I was joking with him the whole time. It was a really great experience to play him, especially after my match in round 6 because the dude was super cool. Like I don't know if he took it really personal that I made that mistake, and then he jumped to accusing me of being a shark or whatever, but I've also dealt with a lot of like crazy negativity from like playing Yu-Gi-Oh over the years. Like I've had some really bad interactions, especially in Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I was telling the guys, there was a interaction that I had where I was playing in a format where if you went first, you pretty much won, and I was like undefeated up until round 5, and then some dude sharked the shit out of me, and that destroyed my momentum, and then I like scrubbed out of the tournament, even though I only had to win like one more or something like that. So after stuff like that, it just kind of taught me like, if someone's an asshole, whatever, leave it in that round and then move on, go from there.
oh, that's good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got the guy who came second, the second best out of all of us. Also, congrats again, Swan, because like, man, like you said, like you grinded the hell out of that deck. All of us grinded the hell out of our decks.
Thank you,
Um,
thank you. Couldn't have done it without y'all too.
then we got Marcus with his 56th place, like the last regionals he did last year, I think in person over there in Dallas. It was like what Marcus won. We both were out for the pricing. We didn't
I think I was
place.
like that one. I think was like 500, so I was like at 220 or something like that.
Yeah, I wasn't that far. I was like 170 something. I was, but you improved from there all the way to 50, 56. What about your experience, Marcus?
That's king shit, man.
My experience was good. What I felt was I didn't make any mistakes. It was just a luck of the draw. The first round I went against Levia. Really hadn't practiced against the Cerberus package, so that one had to learn on the fly right there. He took game one. Well, he beat me 0-2. Second game, I caught on to what he was doing. Really good Levia player also. He knew when to drop the Levia early, put pressure back on me, trying to spall in my trash with Davis Sovereigns for my Fang. But I got him all the way down to like 30 in the trash, and then I knew he had no more Levias, no more X. But when he started counting, I was like, something's coming, and he brought out Beelzemon X on me. Had 30 in the trash, trashed my final 3 security, and went for a game. I was
Oh,
like,
that's gross.
and I was gonna send it to game 3 because I just needed the next turn to swing in. He had no security.
Damn, that's still such a crazy tech. I remember when you told me. I thought that was wild that he was able to do that. Smart, but it's crazy.
And then round 2, I went against Heavy Leo. that one give me a little just because it was the ability of DP reducing, de-digivolving, and then bouncing 6K or lower back down to the bottom of the deck. So I was able to get Fang, but that one took so long because we went 3 games. I wish it had gone to maybe like 50 minutes for this tournament. I would have that extra 5 minutes would have gotten me out of the tie for a win because I was when it went to overtime for the third turn. He said he had nothing. It would have passed turn to me. I had game. So the luck right there. I still have no problem about how I played it. I played it how I had to play it. No misplays. And then from then I was 0-1-1. Third round I went into red hybrid. That one I took 2-0. I put the pressure on him. Countered with my sovereigns, a Zulong. And that one I think I also got out Quartz. Take that one fairly quickly. Then fourth round was Leviah again. The guy knew what he was doing also, service package. That one, the luck of the draw with my security. Game 2, he actually kind of did a little counter on me, but I just have been to having Heaven's Judgment when he swung in with a Levi X. First check was the Heaven's Judgment. He produced 12K, and then second check was, I believe, a Telemon. So deleted his stack there, and next turn I took it 2-0. Fifth round, I went against my first time ever going against Mirror with Davis. So that one I actually had to learn to fly. Just who could bring out Fang, who could put pressure early on the other opponent, and if they do have Fang out there swinging, get something big enough that you could swing over and make them restart again. Which at that point, he swung with Fang on game 2. Game 1, I went fast on him. He had no counter for that. And then game 2, I was able to go fast, but I trashed enough of his Deva sovereigns to go into Fang. But I also had an Attilamon in the breeding. When I brought it out, I already had Mother Reaper, so I swung into his Fang with my 23K, and Fang's only 15, so was able to get that off the board and take that for 2-0 as well. Sixth round, I went into that one against a Mega player, which I've played Peter so many times that I was kind of worried. I was like, man, if they know against the Davis, if they practice against it, are they gonna take this, try to rush me real quick? Because that's the only thing that could work against me. Swinging fast against my Davis, and no, is can't do that. That one he did kind of in the first game. Took game 1, game 2. I was able to counter, take it, and then went into a game 3. Back and forth, and then just happened that he didn't have any protection in his stack. Swung in for his last chance into my security and hit a sovereign, deleted himself, and I took game 3. That was 2-1. I won, and then the last round, 7th, I went against Numamon. Took game 1. I felt good. Knew what I had to do. Game 2, Numa did Numa things. Went fast on the board. Got so many bodies I couldn't stop it. And then game 3, he was able to get Venus out there, and Merciful mode. Returned all my Davis back into the deck, and then he finished me off with Ruin mode as well, which he took 2-1 against me. So that came to an end. My record was 4-2-1, coming in 56 for the tournament.
Nice. Also, Marcus, real quick, with the Garurumon player, he never swung with just wear Garurumon? Like, he didn't care? Or
He did, but I think one of the times I did counter with a Zulong.
Yeah, I already figured that matchup out. I just go straight into Melga. Screw that. I don't take that risk. You lose that whole stack, and it just hurts.
It's not like the Melga's not like the War Gray where it's returning. It's just by the battle, so
yeah,
that's
also,
what hurt him.
Sorry about that, Marcus. We also forgot to test against your mirror. Totally forgot. It slipped my mind. Hey, but you figured it out on the fly, and you got it. That's all that matters.
Yep.
Then I got 74th. I think my last regionals was like 170 something, somewhere down there with Marcus too. I didn't get to place, and this time I went up the top 100, and I felt good. I didn't feel like I misplayed anything. It was just, let me show the Patrick image here. That's how I felt in some of those games. Bam. See that Patrick looking at his hand? That was me. Oh man, I was just like, I would just hard shuffle and I just be like, really? That was my face. Yeah, I didn't feel like I misplayed. I just kind of bricked. It happens. It's a card game, so I also don't take anything away from the opponents I played either, because they all played really well as well, and most of them were all cool. There was just like one I'll talk about it right now, but I played Numamon. I got 74th. First round I played Red Hybrids. He was a guy from the Dallas area. I beat his Red Hybrid 2-1. Game 1, I think he was able to rush me down pretty quick. Wasn't really much I could do about it. He just saw all his pieces pretty much. Game 2, I had everything in my hand, played everything pretty quickly, rushed him down fast. Game 3, same thing. I stopped him a whole turn with. I think I stopped him like 2 whole turns. Like I did Venus 1 turn, and the next turn Ruin mode, and I was just setting up my board pretty much. And he's like, "Well, there's nothing much, nothing else I can do, man. Go for it. You got it." So when I ended up finished him there, that guy was really cool. That was probably one of the most memorable opponents for sure. He was super dope. I can't remember his name though. Round 2, I played Mirage. I took that one 2-1. For some reason, I like to lose game 1s all the time, so I lost game 1. He was able to go pretty quick on me, get all his pieces. He did do misplays throughout the match. I helped him, which I need to stop being so nice. That could cost me games. It almost cost me.
Bro.
Yeah,
not at regionals.
Nah, hell no, dude. Hell no.
Game 2, I just outsped him. Was too quick. Game 3 was the one I was saying like I helped him there again, and it almost cost me that damn match. And I was like, damn, this was close. But he was telling me like, man, you're cool. You actually were trying to help me too at the same time. I appreciate it, but you didn't have to. And I was like, yeah, you're welcome, dude. No, but that guy was really cool. He was super chill right at the beginning. I was like, hey, what's up, man? Like I try to fist bump everyone I met at the beginning and try to get their vibe. And that guy was super cool, super energetic, really happy dude. I ended up taking that one 2-1. Then I went to round 3. I went against Lugamon, and he said he specifically teched in just for Numamon. He played like 3 Chimeras just to hard Digivolve into it to kill boards. I lost that one 1-2. Game 1, I'm gonna show the Patrick image again. That was me. A bunch of Monzis and Venus and level 7s and maybe like one Ukomon. Yep, that was me right there. Game 2 was literally had like 5 bodies on board by like turn 2, like turn 3, and I just swung and won the game. That one he didn't even bother letting me finish. He was just like, let's go to the next game. I was like, yes. I mean, makes sense. You want to save time, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we go to game 3. I thought I had a decent hand. I had a Jerrymon, Platinum, Uko, and I never saw a Numemon X in that game. But and I think it was a Monzi X. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick with this hand because I don't want to brick. So I was like, it's at least
sounds amazing.
It was at least playable, you know. So I was like, Digi Uko, play Nume, trash the Platinum, and then I drew into double Venus, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be this.
Is Nume X like a large part of your win con?
I would say Monzi is the MVP of that deck. I think Monzi is the strongest card. I mean, Numemon is good and all. It lets you like keep bringing back resources, and it keeps bouncing stuff back. Or you can just bring out the big level 6, so you can set up a level 7.
Okay.
But I think Monzi X is the strong card in that deck. Like it can melt opponents and get annoying. Think of Shine in a way. You know how like Shine just DP reduces you and gets annoying. It's kind of the same.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was my face again with the Patrick face. Game 3. Just after the hand I thought was gonna be pretty good, ended up breaking the rest of that match, and he was able to just. He even OTK me like the normal way. He was just promote, swing, promote the rookie, swing, and he was living, and he swings, and I'm just like, I can't believe I'm losing like this to Lugomon. I didn't even lose the OTK. I'd rather just die in one whole turn. Lost to that guy 1-2. Same thing. His energy was a little off. You know, maybe he was a little antisocial. I don't know. It's cool if he was, but I mean, near the end, I try to say something and make him open up a little bit, but not much. Not many words there. Then we went to the break, and then we came back round 4. Went against Ruin Mode Turbo. Just lost game 1. My face again. Here comes Patrick. Brick. Freaking saw Quartz, Death X, Venus, Monzes, maybe one Numemon, like the one that the Digipolice one. Yeah, I just had to hard play it, and then next turn drew. I finally got like a Agumon, Digivolve. Then I just had to hard play or try to. I just Digivolved over the Numemon I had there into the Monzi X. I didn't have X antibody. I just tried to go up somehow and see if I can get a level 7 out there. Never could. Because he kept popping my stuff with the Ruin Mode. Or not Ruin Mode, but like just like DP reducing me. So that was game 1, bricked. Game 2, did not brick. Just melted him at like turn 3. Game 3, I would say we were both breaking in game 3. It took a while for one of us to even do something. Like I tried to do something. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do my best to just rush this guy down since he's breaking. Like I'm not getting my pieces. He's not really seeing his pieces. So I just kept throwing stuff down. Like I'm gonna rookie rush this guy as fast as possible because I'm not seeing anything. So going as quick as possible. Didn't see any Numemons. I saw a bunch of my rookies though. I saw like my Chumon, my Ukos, my Agumons. I think maybe just one Jerrymon, but I didn't have a Numemon to trash to even proc the effect to draw 2. So I just threw it down just to keep trying to swing as fast as possible. I took him down to 1 security. And if he didn't beat me the turn before, or if he didn't beat me when it was his turn, I would have won the following turn because I had a Ukumon ready to go. I think I would have been passed to like, say if he passed me to 1 or 2 memory, I was fine because I had Ukumon, I had another Ukumon in my hand, and I had Louis, so I was just gonna promote, swing, hit the last security so he doesn't kill anything, then just hit Louis, pop out Uko, gain 2 memory pretty much. So it's just like a play for 1 and swing for game. But he beat me. Finished off my security. He played one. He said he teched in one burst mode just to see if he can get a quick not OTK, but like just to say if there's like one or two security in there, he can try to take out the security and then just swing and then swing with his burst mode. So that's what happened. Didn't get one extra turn. One extra turn would have helped me win that round. But that guy was super cool. I enjoyed playing against that guy. Him and I were talking. Round 5, played against a Mirage guy. This is the round where I sat next to Angel and James. They team killed each other. I won mine super quick, 2-0, really, really fast. Like, I saw everything I wanted to see. And James and Angel were still in game 1 by the time I finished 2 games. That's how fast I won those games. But also that my opponent, he was super cool. Just like I told you earlier, Bobby, it's just that Monzi like he promoted. I had everything I needed, so just Monzi played another Digimon, minus 8k, minus 6k on something, and nothing really he could do. Yeah. That guy was cool. He did say he came with a buddy, and if his buddy lost that round, they're just both gonna drop out. I guess his buddy won because I still saw him near the end of the tournament. Round 6, played Gallantmon, my counter. Sad thing is, I was the only Numemon he beat. He lost two other ones, and I was like, "Cool, dude." Let's put Patrick out again because this was me in both those damn games. Again, I just bricked, man. Like I didn't feel like I misplayed. I did what I could do because with whatever I had, I even dropped down a platinum for 10 because that's all I could really do on one of the games. I didn't even have a Numemon to trash to make it for 8.
Right.
That's how bad it was. I was even thinking of like one of the turns he gave me. I think he gave me like 6 because he used Crimson Blaze pretty early. Even if he didn't, I didn't have much in my hand anyways. So I was thinking in my head, I'm just gonna freaking drop a Quartzmon. Why not? I don't care. I'm not seeing anything. Didn't do that. Yeah, he just saw a lot of his pieces. He saw them pretty quickly before I could, so it was rough. That was a really rough match. And yeah, he was like, "Yeah, dude, I don't know how I lost to those other Numemons. They just flooded, dude, and I'm sorry you didn't. Like, you weren't. It didn't seem like you were able to play the game." I was like, "It's cool, man. Like, it happens." I told him it's cool, man. But that guy was really chill. I like that guy. Then round 7 was the guy that beat Bobby in round 1, which he'll probably speak about that later. That was the last round. I played against Wargreymon. That guy was super cool. He flew in from South Carolina, I believe he said. Shout out to that dude. That guy was such a fun opponent. Game 1, he was trying to get up. I was fighting the board, swinging, of course, and then I Venusmon him. He didn't even promote the next turn. Then I ruin mode him, and he was like, "I'll try something." He tried. Nothing happened, and of course, next turn I just win because I already kind of weakened him down at that point. And then game 2, same thing. I was going fast. I was able to pop off, and then just to stall out one more turn so I can get the finishing blow, Venusmon again, and he went off to Wargrade just to Digivolve. Didn't get the effects, of course, but he just wanted to keep a blocker out there because he can just like block me and restand because the redirection effect. I think I just ended up swinging because he had no more security at that point. And I think I passed turn. I forgot what I did. I did something. Oh, I just set up 2 more bodies. I did not know he could. At that point, I forgot about that. You can raid into the Venusmon, even though it says even though you have security, you can't attack her. But it like you're not really directing the target to her, so it's just going to the security. But then it redirects, so it allows the swing, which is cool. I didn't remember that. But it was also good information to know. I had the X antibody and I had platinum, the Numa X underneath, so I was able to get stuff back out anyway, so it didn't really matter that she died. Yeah, in the following turn, I just had too many bodies for him to even block, so it was game from there, and that's all. I think I went 4-3 throughout my whole tournament. Again, all the dudes that I played that tournament were pretty cool, except maybe that one Luga player is kind of like didn't really want to talk, I guess, but it's cool. I guess maybe he's a little antisocial, but it's fine. You can be that, you know. Like I know I am sometimes. Like I'm usually quiet in newer settings, you know, and then I try to observe people, see how they are.
Yeah, at least he wasn't a Karen.
Nah, yeah, at least he wasn't that guy. Man, dude, I was standing by that dude. Like I was standing there, like I was like standing on most around you by most of your matches at the end of those later rounds, and man, that guy pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, this guy.
Dude, like literally everyone was so cool except for him. I think like maybe the Vax player was like a little quiet, but he was still even pretty cool. Like in the beginning he was joking about the whole like Luga thing. Like pretty much everyone did that with me. And then he had like I guess he had like a nationals or something, one of those mats with like Anjumon on it, and then he was like if it wasn't, you know, apparent, like kind of mimicking the joke that he was playing vaccine since he had that mat. But aside from that, like literally everyone was chill until I came up to that guy. And it's just like, really, bro? Like, not that deep.
Now, yeah, dude, I was like, man, I need to keep my mouth shut. Like, I'm gonna get my ass kicked out of here. Like, it was getting, I was fuming, dude. I was like, this guy, dude, like, calm down.
He's just being so extra. It just wasn't necessary.
No,
Not at all.
And that's because like what got me was when he like stared you down like directly in your eye and like literally moved forward and like, you're gonna shark me, bro? I'm like, shut the hell up, dude. Oh my god, he got me a little upset.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like if you messed up, cool. And then like directly after I saw and read that the card said like you have to ditch a Numemon, I was even like, all right, like cool, dude, I was wrong. Like it's fine.
Yeah, I heard
you're
you.
chilling, bro. And I was like, you don't have to like be all crazy. Like if I made a mistake, cool, I'll admit it. Like it is what it is. But,
I even saw you when you were like, I'm not like, look, man, I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything. I was like, I heard you. It's like,
yeah, it's
Nah,
like
bro.
we're
Be
there
an
to play cards and have fun. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes yeah, you have to be an asshole, like Bobby said, but it's just like it wasn't really necessary. Like especially like I hate when people start off so chill and like the dude was joking around and being like, you know, he was creating, you know, communication or whatever. Like we were like having banter, going back and forth, and to like go from that, like it's like why are you acting all cool if you're gonna be an asshole the whole time? Like just be an asshole, I guess, if you commit, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. That was something. I was a little. All right. Then we got up next. We got Bobby. He got 84th, and this was his very first regionals ever, right? Like you didn't even play offline or online ones at all.
Nope.
And Bobby is one of those who's also like Swan, who just like grew into like a really really good player. They play it, of course, at our locals, and they used to call our locals the. It wasn't the Brownsville people like Saul, you know. It was more like the Brownsville people like Adrian and his group that would call us like we're the casual casual tournament, like the I guess like the sucky players. But then it was funny every time they would come to our tournaments, they would never like top or anything. So I don't know how casual we are, buddy. Bobby, yeah, go ahead, man. Tell us about your tournament experience.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't even say this entire time, so I'm not switching my story, but it just occurred to me. So round 1, I had Wargrave. If I evade raid, right? Wargrave can't restand, right? Because when he blows up a body is when he restands, right? It's when he kills something is when he restands, correct?
No,
Am I wrong?
Right when the target switch.
Okay, no, never mind. So I thought I got cheated. I thought he had to blow up. Okay, so he switched targets, he restood, I evaded, swung over me, and the game was over. Okay, so I'm replaying that in my head. Okay, anyways, round 1, Wargrave. The dude had the nuts. He had literally everything he wanted to see. We both knew it was a game of chicken, but I pushed out first. I hit for the most part my pieces, right? I had Arena I needed. I had Davis, so he couldn't choke me anymore. And I was set, right? I didn't need to bounce anything, but he got everything he needed. The thing that threw me off too is because I wanted to try and choke him. And maybe in hindsight this was a bad play. But I kind of knew where my head was at. I hard slammed the warp V just in case he wanted to get rid of my body. but I haven't played against War Greymon in so long. I forgot Alterus blows up small bodies, so he blew up my Vmon, and then he killed my Ulforce. And he had the security Greymon and a red tie, so he smacked me for like I think 3 checks in one go. And then I think that was my one rookie that I needed because the next 2 draws I didn't have any rookies in back, so it was kind of rough. And then game 2, same thing, had everything he needed. I was playing a little more patiently, just waiting until I had enough tamers to like just go nuts and get rid of all of his protection. But he saw his pieces super quick. I had both Joes in hand, so I was ready to get rid of both his Alterus and his freaking Greymon protection just to keep going. But no, he hit everything he needed to before I did. I was like, bro, if you didn't finish me this time, I would have finished you next turn. Because I had the starter arrow, the one that gives you sec 1 when you have multiple, I think when you have 8 or more. So I had that one underneath, and I had 3 arenas in hand, so I was ready. I was good to go. But no, he finished earlier. So he was cool though. He was very very nice. A very down to earth dude. He didn't play enough Old Force to really know, so I was kind of walking him through what it does and stuff like that. But he played well. So I was a little tilted, right? Because I thought I had played the matchup so much that I like, oh, dude, no problem. I got this. But I was a little shook. And then round 2, I had a no-show. And I was already tilted because not only did I lose, I'm not even getting like a salty run back to try and get it back. So I was pretty tilted. I even told Mike, I was pretty annoyed and I was kind of shaken up. And he's like, nah, man, just let it go. It'll be fine. You'll get this. So I started watching other games. And I was to my left and to my right. And so I don't want to. I kind of just wanted to sulk and just watch other people play. I don't want to come and just tell people that I got like a technicality win. So I was super annoyed. So I just kind of stayed away from the group for a little bit. And then finally they call for round 3. Round 3, I play Mirage. This dude is cool as fuck. Freaking fist bumped me and tells me, let's open the digital gate like a fucking nerd. But I loved it, dude. That energy was so sick. He was very cool. It was a very back and forth. It's like, okay, I finished my stack. I swing for 3 checks, and then he bounces my shit to hand, and then just back and forth. Ikaku and Zuromon were both MVP in that freaking matchup because I got rid of his stack with both an Ikaku and Zuro. And then I made one of the ballsiest plays ever, swinging with no jamming with a Zuro. That's how you know you're down bad. But I wanted that for the restand because I didn't want to try and get any cards in hand. But that was the bounce I needed to get rid of his Gauga for next turn. So I got rid of his stack there. And then he just straight up hard slammed me with a freaking full moon meteor impact. And I gave him a bunch of memory, but I was able to finish off with Kuma. And then game 2, he literally got my whole stack on board. He got rid of it entirely. He didn't have a way to finish. And I had something in back and raising. And I'm like, bro, you don't have no Lana for game, no Kuma for game. He's like, I don't play hybrids. I'm like, bro, you're fucking lying. No way. He's like, nope. And I regret it right now. So I was able to finish. I was able to bounce his Mirage back to hand. I was able to finish off with Kuma. That was good. I 2-0'd. Momentum felt really good. I felt really good about the way I was playing. Round 4, I had Levia. I beat the Levia player 2-0. He was super cool, but I feel like I don't want to say he was playing patiently, but I feel like he was waiting for something game 1. Game 1, there was something he wasn't seeing. He had the Levia X and Trash, and he had 7th Lightning. I don't know if he was missing Levia himself, or there was maybe like something he was waiting on. Maybe he was greeting out for a piece. But once I got ult 4 set up, there wasn't really anything he could do. There was nothing I was scared of. I basically had everything I needed to go. And then game 2, he kept pieces in back, and I think he was missing his 7th Lightning, right? So, and he never had Levia and Trash. But he even said afterwards, he's like, I played it really poorly. Like, I should have just done this, and this said. So he's like, I let it get away from me. You got it. Very helpful. He had taught me something about ult Force that I didn't know, that if someone tries to delete me, as soon as I restand coming into my turn, that's when I use up my bounce. Now, that's a both good and a bad thing, but I feel like that would have just made certain matchups a lot easier versus other ones. So I'm actually really, really grateful. But if it turns out he played ult Force as well last year at one of his regionals, so I guess it makes sense, right? And then round 5, another Levia player, super cool dude. We were bantering back and forth. I whip his ass real quick, game 1, and then he immediately stops the banter, stop the friendly joking, starts getting serious. and he beat me game 2 because I never saw a level 5. I was missing a level 5, and then game 3, it got really quiet. That one went to time. Zwan peeked over. Apparently, he cheated me, and I didn't even know. Like I said, because I kind of know the Leviathan stuff, but I'm still not fully
Oh
familiar.
yeah, dude. I remember
He,
getting so salty. I was like,
he blew
damn.
he blew up arena, and I raw swung with O Force without jamming at 13k, but I ran into a Leviathan, so I lost my stack. And then I think that was the last check, if I'm not mistaken. Because I was still suspended, so he asked if I had evade. He just freaking raw dropped a biting crush to pop me, but I had Kuma again for game, so that was 2-1.
MVP
And
Kuma.
that one, yeah, dude, honestly, Kuma MVP literally won me those 3 games straight. It was Kuma for game. I could have won that last game a turn sooner, but I was supposed to strip a source and tap 1 Joe to give me enough memory to keep turn to be able to finish sooner. But my dumbass tapped both Joes. I got greedy for the memory. So I just finished a turn later than I was supposed to. So I didn't need to wait for him to rip my O Force with Biting Crush. I could have finished with Kuma right then and there. I had just enough memory, but like I said, I tapped both Joes for nothing. So that was that.
You should
And then
you should tell the story of how you got those Kumos.
oh man, well, man, when we went to Eclipse, we Zwan the enabler telling me this dude has all these things that I'm looking for. This bro pulls up with a binder, right? And I see those 2 Kumas, dude, and I like marked the fuck out. I saw him, and like with both my fingers I pointed. I'm like, bro, this is what I'm needing. This is what I needed.
I was
And the
right
guy's,
there.
yeah, and the guy's like, hey man, chill out. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. It's because I need these. And he's like, I guess because he knew I was buying them, he didn't care. He's like, oh, okay, all right. And I still apologized after. I was like, I didn't mean to just like smack the shit out of your cards. I just got overly excited because that's what I was looking for. I've been looking for those. And so I ended up buying them. So I got them for $6 for both of them. Good price. And they were lucky. They were lucky because, like I said, 3 of my wins I finished with Kuma MVP. And then round 6, I played against Gallant. And that's a matchup I know like the back of my hand as well. And I know how to play around a lot of what Gallant wants to do. But game 1, I promoted, and I just had a feeling. I thought I would have seen Arena by now, but I didn't see any Arenas. So he was able to blow up my freaking O Force, and he kind of just ran away with it from there. And then game 2, I didn't see any level 5s. I had the Arenas, but I never saw any level 5s. I was being super patient, but it was like not only did Black Growlmon mill like a bunch of my tamers, and the level 5s freaking milled my trainings, excuse me. But like I said, the Raid Gallant trash one is so much better than people give it credit for, because both of his trashes, when he swung twice just for 1 check, he trashed one of my Sorais and he trashed my my Great Maelstrom. So those were like super important. And then he just Crimson mode for a game. But he was cool. He was super dope. Good bonding moment. He was like this big buff Asian dude. He was like, "You're like one of my brothers, bro. You're like a brother from another mother or something, because we think the same. I play O-Force too, man." And I was like, "Oh, cool, dude." Fucking big, tall ass, like 6'2", 6'3" Asian dude, fucking yoked. We had like a bro moment. Pretty cool.
Your
And
your
then
personality attracts Asian men.
obviously, Kim, it's not my fault. I swear I didn't do it on purpose. And then game 7, I wasn't mad. I was marking out for a green gotcha. That shit was hilarious, and I was always just kind of like freaking out over how it went. He had the heavy Leo top end with Kakuamon. Swung for 2 checks, nothing to bounce or nothing to bottom deck, so he restacks for another 2 checks, and both games, first check, giant missile, it was over. It was just straight up over. I was like, I'm not even mad anymore. This is just luck of the draw, you know. I'm not upset about how I played. I played fairly well with what I had, so I was very happy. Overall, great experience. Everyone was super cool. Fuck Ryan McCarthy. That's the dude that made the big old stink. I was being nosy. I caught his name. I was looking up placements. Yeah, bro, I got that guy's social too. No, I'm kidding. I don't. That's a lie. Edit that out. But yeah, it was a good time, bro. Like I said, and what's really cool is that the round four Leviat player, he kind of chimed in on my post in Digimon. He was like, "Oh, it was a pleasure playing." I was like, "Oh, likewise, man." And then there was this one guy like talking shit about my list, which like I don't care if you talk shit about my list, but like give good suggestions, bro. He's telling me to play the old arenas. He's giving me all these asinine suggestions, telling me to take out trainings. I'm like, what? You know, like if you're gonna say try this style instead, I'll be like, all right, cool. Or just say, hey, your list isn't optimal. You should try this instead. I'm like, okay, I would be listening to that. But dude, he gave me straight up mamadas, dude. Like he told me to play 3 or 4 Davis for what? Davis is after you see one Davis, it's useless, bro. You don't need it anymore. You don't want to see another one because it's there. That's another chance for you to bottom deck your arenas. And then if you play the old arena, that's another chance for you to bottom deck your arenas, and you don't want that. But this guy's over here telling me, no, I'm just. I know he didn't ask for suggestions, but this is what I think would help. He should be able to take it into consideration and blah 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 blah. But that guy, Antonio is his name. The guy, the Leviathan player, he's like, bro, he didn't ask. No, it's just like, who are you? You didn't ask. So it kind of felt cool that he came to my defense saying,
Yeah.
hey, this guy didn't ask. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? So it was nice. It was
Yeah,
cool. I
'cause-
I love the experience. It was fantastic.
I put a post too. I was like, I don't know, man. Looking at his ratios, he had the right amount of rookies.
Because there were times where I would see too many V-Mons. Like I even thought I could have afforded to cut down on another V. I probably could have gotten away with 9, to be honest. Like with the way my list runs, I think I could get away with 9. Shit, I would even have gotten rid of, like I said, Gold Vidra for more Tamers. But I mean, that's just I'm not disappointed with my list. I don't regret anything. I loved it. It was a great time.
He took Ofor's top 100, dude. That's an achievement.
Absolutely. And then considering what, like 2 weeks ago we were shitting on a tier 3, almost keep it at locals type shit, and nah, dog, I believed.
And you're like, say you won those the Gallant and the Green Gotcha, like you're up there, man. You're gonna be up like maybe top 16.
And I'll tell you what, like I'll close out with this. If there's anything I take away from this, is that next year, I think this was just like something I needed, like some sort of validation I needed, because like I haven't won like one of our locals, right? But um, I always get in my own head saying like, why do I ingest all this Digimon knowledge if it's not going to amount to anything? And a lot of people can probably take that too. Like they don't want to waste their time investing on something that's not going to come to fruition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because I had been playing this deck for so long and nothing's come of it, I was like, you know what? I did better than I thought because I was assuming I was going to run into all these like newer players. But the fact that I made top tables at some point, like the highest table I made was table 18, which was against the Gallant player. And with a deck that literally everybody has counted out for the most part and something that I know like the back of my hand, I was able to make a good placement, and it only makes me more hungrier like as a player. Maybe if it's not even with All Force. It makes me hungrier as a player. Like next year when we go, I want to at least make top 32, maybe top 28. At minimum 64, as long as there's improvement, but 64 to 32 is like my goal for next year. So
Same. Like I want to make sure I'm gonna make it a goal again, dude. I wanted to do top 16. I'm gonna try it next year for sure. I want to get it. I'm sure Swan wants to get that top 8 spot or just win it all because he was close too.
Yeah, bro. If I
Absolutely.
get top 8, that'd be cool. But I ain't complaining. Top 16 was still definitely badass. I didn't realistically think I was gonna get there. I was like, maybe like top 64 or something. But it was definitely really really cool.
And then we had Frank at 107, but of course he's not here. He played Levia. He didn't practice at all compared to like the rest of us. He just went in there like I honestly thought he should have just stuck with Bloomlord. That's the deck he knew. Swan kind of taught him on the fly when we did our little mini tournament inside the Airbnb.
Yeah, I do what I could, man. I gave him a lot of pointers, and he did learn really quickly.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool because like even like during the in-house that we did, like he beat me, and he was like, "Do you think I should do this?" And I was just pretty much like the biggest thing or gripe that I have with a lot of Leviathan players is like Biting Crush is a powerful card, but they'll play it and give you 8 memory to mess around with like for no reason, and sometimes it's the downfall. Like him helped me learn that like when that was the thing that I used to see a lot. So I taught him like, hey man, like you don't want to play Biting Crush just to play it. Like look at people's graves, like look at the situation that you're in, and then like literally just the next game he was playing it in like a much smarter way. So I think he learned pretty well on the fly, and although he didn't have like a whole bunch of practice, he still went like to round 4, round 5. Like
He
he
was on those
did
top
pretty
tables with
solid.
you too.
Yeah, he was doing really solid, and I think like he hit the setcon player, and then I think
Yeah.
like maybe around then is when things like started going a little different.
Yeah,
But I know.
I go ahead. My bad.
No, I was just gonna say like the setcon player was really good. Like I mean, I ended up having to play him later, so like I definitely understand where he was coming from there, and yeah, but I think he did really well, especially for not being like mega practiced on the deck.
Yeah,
Not
and
even just that, but think about it, dude. There was dudes that were probably grinding the shit out of their decks, and they probably made like 230, 200. You know what I mean? This dude just said, "Fuck it," I'll just raw dog Levia the next
yeah,
day, and he
yeah,
made 107. That's definitely not bad.
yeah. I
Mhm.
agree, and I feel like Frank's one of the he's a solid player for sure. he'll try to pick up something on the fly, and then like that Levia, like he didn't really get a lot of practice. Like I think the most practice he said he had was just watching videos, but not all the time when you see like every scenario in a video. So uh, yeah, congrats to Frankie. I mean, he got a placement and got another pack, so he hit it. And then we got Mike. Mike, you want to go over your matchups, man?
Sure. It won't take that long. Yeah. So to start off, this regional was terrible for me. I think I over practiced for this regional. Um, my first round was against Leviathan. Took it 2-1. Um, don't remember much besides the third match of the third match of the first round. He hard played Leviathan, gave me like 8 memory. That was enough for me to kill him on the crackback. Second round, I lost against Terriermon. Well, Gargle Ace. He went up into that multiple times, stunning my tamers. Couldn't really do anything. He went into quartz, crashed the rest of my security, and he won it 2-0. Armor, it was an armor rainbow that type thing. I 2-0'd them. I 2-0'd them very quickly. Wasn't much of an issue. Blue Flare was surprising. What stopped me was that he was playing the blockers for the Blue Flare, which helped him out a lot, and the armor purge. He took it 2-1. Leviathan, it was the OTK version. He was able to get into his stats faster than I was. My hands was terrible. He took it 2-1. Played 6th round was some Shine Gray deck. The guy wasn't talkative at all. It was just one of those games where it ended very quickly, like under 15 minutes. I 2-0'd him. Played against Red Hybrid. I didn't practice for the mirror at all. Um, he took it 2-1. It was mainly most of him doing stuff. Again, I had bad hands. So I finished X4 147th, which honestly, I hated my placing. I placed higher than my first regionals with less testing. So it is what it is though. The only match I don't think I could have won was the second round. Everything else I could have won if I had half decent hands. But it was the luck of the draw. Yeah, I'm putting up Red Hybrid for now. And next regionals I probably won't test as much.
I don't feel like it was much more of the testing. It was just on unlucky hands. Like I'll put the Patrick up. I'll put the Patrick up for you right there. It was just more
Yeah,
like
for
that.
real. It's like what we
Something
were
but
saying. You can go, Bobby.
no, sorry, I was gonna. The only thing I wanted to add was that Mike failed to mention that the rainbow armor was definitely not something. He was being very apologetic because it was a cutie. It was some cute girl, and he was like, "It's fine, it's fine." She was doing fine.
Wow!
He was
Yeah,
blinded by
folks.
love, bro.
You are
Bobby not
calling
gonna
me
ever let you
out.
live that down.
You are calling me out.
He was blinded
Wow.
by love, bro. I bet if
Um,
she was any cuter, he probably would have let her win. Yeah.
um,
I'm just busting your balls for that one, man. My
I
bad.
know.
I think.
But yeah,
Go ahead, Mike. My bad.
so I ain't gonna lie, I was tilted like heavily. Like I was telling Peter and them how I talked to Ivan while I was at regionals. I was tilted. It's like I was happy for the boys, but for me, I wanted to at least get top 64, but the hands wasn't there, and I would just like at one point I was like I should just quit the game for a few months, but
No,
I,
dude. No.
Nah, you just
I
have to
know,
remember, man. Like it's like what we were telling you. Like completely different story. If you go into this regional and like you got terrible placements because you had games full of misplays and stuff. Like if you felt like you did what you could have with your hands and the only thing that really held you back was the fact that you bricked, then it's not really your fault. Bricking is a part of the game, and like don't be so down on yourself if you had brick hands because like hey, you only get one mulligan, right? So you
yeah,
can't do anything. And sometimes, like I know we've all been there. That second hand is way worse than the first hand, and you
Yeah.
you definitely wish that you should have kept it. So like you can't be down on yourself. And I would say if anything, man, just like use it as fuel. Be like, hey, like I want to kick ass at my next regional
yeah,
because I had like it was like I said and like we told you, it wasn't your fault, man. Like it wasn't a skill issue. It was you just bricked
Absolutely.
and nothing you can
yeah.
do against that. Like on a normal day, bro, you run through me. Like you fucking took me out in 10 minutes in one of our local tournaments, and that's what happens when you get good hands. So like don't feel bad about yourself as a player. Don't think negatively or anything like that because it wasn't your fault. You bricked and that was it.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah,
because like you play Red Hybrid like at a whole another level, and if you just had what you had and you couldn't do much with, or you did whatever you could with the hand, like Swan just said right now. I mean, that's all you could really do. Like kind of like with me, I freaking hard played a freaking platinum on Numamon for 10. That's all I could do. So yeah,
but
you're a really
yeah,
good player, Mike. I mean, you're the one that kind of like
Mhm.
Ben introduced me to the game, but you taught me the game.
yeah. It's like that was one thing that kept me like in high spirits because I was like the boys are doing good. It's like Jesus Christ, I helped in some way, shape, or form. I helped all of these players do good. So it's like yeah, I was happy for all y'all. So like
No,
I know Bob. Oh,
no. Go, go,
it's
go, go. I was gonna tack on to the point, but I
Bob.
want you.
I know how Bobby was tilted during the second round, and it's like I don't know. It felt like I was the cheerleader of the group,
To...
trying to keep. But yeah, I had fun though. It was very much fun.
Yeah, the whole trip
Yeah,
was a lot of fun. Even the drive up, the drive down. Like, I mean, drive down. I felt like most of us were just sleepy. I mean, dude, but it
Oh
was
yeah.
like
For real.
that was tiring, dude. Like that was mentally draining.
Hey, we didn't have no sir moments on the way back home.
Yeah,
hmm
I think we were more awake
Like
on the way up, talking like crazy, and like maybe a few naps here and there, but for sure on the way down, it was a lot of sleeping.
Yeah, bro, everyone was
Mhm.
knocked out.
like I know one of, and I keep saying this, bro. Like one of my favorite things about the trip was like, okay, you finished your round. All right, time to look for the boys. How's everybody doing? How are we feeling? You know what I mean? It was like a really fun level of like bonding. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just like, all right, man, go get them in your rounds. And just like the excitement of coming back to tell your boys that you got it 2-0 or 2-1, dude. It felt fucking great. You know what I mean? Just it was definitely something I appreciated the shit out of. Like one of those unspoken moments that like says just you don't know what it's like until you're there. You know what I mean? As that and it just makes me pumped for like then I'm sure the next one I hope that the next one around this time next year will be somewhere in Texas, right? So I'd like to go.
yeah.
And it makes me more pumped for like
Hopefully,
not even just going to the trip with you, but like I said, I want to improve and I want to do better, so I'm hyped.
Yeah,
hopefully
Kill will go too. We'll make her play.
we could
Yeah.
take all the
well,
women can
right,
come. Like my fiance, she'll be
yeah,
my
yeah.
wife at that point. She can come too. You bring
Mhm.
your wife. You bring your wife.
Oh,
Mike, you bring
yeah, dude.
your wife.
Go find the rainbow armor cutie, bro.
I was gonna say Mike. Mike, bring the.
What? Maybe
find the rainbow armor cutie, bro. Bring her. I'll bring my wife. Zwan brings his wife. By that time, that'll be Peter's wife.
We'll meet again at the regionals.
Marcus, bring your wife. Just kidding. Oh, nah, dude, it was cool though. Like I feel like I enjoyed. I don't know, man. It was just something about this trip was a little bit different from last trip. I mean, it was fun the last year as well, but I don't know. It just felt more. How can I explain? Did you feel the same thing, Mike? Because like I don't know, I felt like it was a lot. It was a lot of fun, a lot more fun this time than last time.
It was a lot more fun.
I know for sure. Last time we were all nervous for sure. Like me, you, Marcus, Frank, we were like nervous because it was our first big event.
I was nervous. I was nervous, shaking. My hands were shaking a little bit game one, and like I said, I'm so glad I left my freaking G Fuel in the Suburban. Because, dude, if I had taken all 300 megs of caffeine to the dome while I was nervous, dude, I would have been like dry heaving and hacking all over everybody cards and shit when at my first table match. It would have been terrible.
Dude, me and Swan went in with headaches. I don't know what happened. I didn't have a headache when we woke up that morning. I had a headache when we showed up to the venue.
Yeah, bro, it's terrible, man. And Frank hooked it up with whatever, and it just took a little bit of time to help. I feel like it didn't kick in to like maybe after round one or something like that. But the whole time before, even Kim was like, "You better take something, or you're gonna regret it." And I was just like, "Damn, bro, I definitely do not want to play like this." And then luckily by like round two, it went away finally.
Yeah, I thought I just had a caffeine headache, so I went to go buy a $3 little cup of coffee.
Dude, that cup was wild, man.
Dude, that's so funny because my wife sent me a snap of 7 Brew coffee. And I forgot because I was in the middle of, I think, the pairings and checking them out, but I wanted to send a picture of your janky ass little $3 coffee. And she went to 7 Brew for a coffee that was like $2.19 or something like that. And I was like, man, she paid $2 for that, and then Peter paid $3 for this little shit. Nah, man, come on.
And then luckily, I think it was after round 4. It was like after the break, I believe. No, it was after round 4. I was like, man. I think Swan's the one that said you had Tylenol, and I was like, I need to ask Bobby then because I need a. Then you see Bobby come out with this whole like,
dude, he had
tray
like
of meds,
suitcase. I remember like I had just Frank had hooked it up and gave me like a headache pill or something, and then like after that, Bobby was like, "Oh, hey, do you still have that headache?" And I was like, "What?" And then he's like, "Check it out." And he pulls out this thing with like 50 different labels, and I was like, "Holy hell! Where was that?" Like 15 minutes ago or whatever.
Shout out to my wife. She was the one that did it. Beebs, they're talking about the little med pack you made me. Yeah, it had all the doses like ibuprofen, Advil, freaking Tylenol, Mucinex, and like all the other shit I could possibly need. She's a medical professional, bro. So she knows the stuff.
Yeah, it was a smart move. That was I gotta thank her too, because man, I needed that Tylenol after that round because my head was pounding, and it helped. It helped. I was able to go back to focusing after that round 5. So. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what else to say about the regionals. I mean, there was.
Remind me next year to take a fucking beanie and Raycons, bro, because it pissed me off that they didn't let me use my fucking headset, dude. I was like, I don't want to say that was the deciding factor, but I was a little tilted that I couldn't listen to music. I'm like, bro, they're like, we don't know, and that's because Zwan said it too. He's like, they might think that someone's talking into your ear or some shit, and I was like. That sounds about right, but I'm gonna chance it anyways. And the fact that I went fucking 4 rounds without anybody telling me anything, and that's because like the freaking the judge or one of the judges looked me dead ass in the eye, and he saw me with my headphones on, and I'm thinking like, okay, I'm chilling, dude. Nothing came up. By round 5, as soon as I run into the Gallon player, into the Leviah player, excuse me, the second Leviah player, round 5, he tells me. He's like, hey, I'm gonna need you to take off your headphones. And I'm like, okay. He's like, oh yeah, it's because we don't know if someone's talking to you. Like, you know who's talking to me right now? Logic. I'm listening to Logic.
What table was that?
That was table 30.
You're in those, you were in the higher tables.
Yeah, you was the higher tables. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense, but still, like I said, they didn't tell me the highest. I was at table 50, I think. When I was, I guess that was around before, so I was 85, 105, 80, 50, 30. Okay, so 30 is where they told me. Yeah, and I was just kind of like, come on, man. Like
It's
that
someone
was a
price test something.
Mm-hmm.
it,
Mm-hmm.
it was super annoying, but like next time, bro, like I'm just gonna put on my fucking beanie and like some AirPods or like Raycons or some shit and just bump because like I just feel more focused when I listen to music. Like whether we're playing locals, playing play testing or casuals, bro, I'm always listening to music. It's just part of my routine, I guess.
Yeah,
So
I get you. Like, I was like pumping myself up with the music. Shout out to Avenged Sevenfold, man. That got me going, man. I was pumped. I was like ready. I was zoned.
I had a rap
so
playlist going. I had freaking what was the dude's name? Joyner, right?
Yeah, Joiner.
Freaking Joyner, freaking Logic, Mac Miller, Kendrick, J. Cole, freaking Travis Scott, all that shit was going on in my head, dude. Like I said, but Logic I had the most of on that list. And like I said, once they took it off and they told me you can't listen, I was like, fuck. It hurt a little bit, not gonna lie.
One thing I know for sure, I don't think I burned myself out with Numon so much because I kind of was helping Mike and Marcus a lot with their matchups. Like I built all these meta decks to make sure they were ready. Um, I would play Numon like what, Mike? Maybe twice in the casual days or little practice days, and then all of a sudden I come
yeah,
out with all the meta like, boom, here you go, let's go, boom, here you go, you gotta practice this, boom, let's go, gotta practice this. So,
Ah, okay, nice. I'll tell you what, I really did want to build Numamon, but I'm kind of glad I never bit the bullet and bought the Monzis because then I probably would have got into my own head and said, "Nah, you know what? Numa's the way to go. I should play this." And I'm glad it didn't happen because I would have, like I said, I probably would have second guessed myself in not playing Old Force, you know. So um,
so
things
was
worked out
Swan
for a reason.
winning reach? Well, got his national invite. I guess we got to get ours now.
Yeah,
We can't let him go by himself.
you are
Him will kill
100%
us.
correct.
Him will be mad at us.
This is true. Like, okay, if he doesn't go, like, let's say he gets his invite, but then like he didn't go, what happens? Does it just go to somebody else, or what would happen there? Do you know?
The
I
wait
think
list.
yeah, the wait list. I don't know,
Okay.
man. That's California. Ugh, they just need us. Come on, man. Somewhere cheaper. Jeez, bring to Texas.
Yeah, dude,
Right?
Texas feels like and not even like Texas bias, but it feels like the most like logical place because it's not only is it big, but it's not as expensive as like Cali.
No, dude, they have nationals at Los Angeles. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? That place is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You're insane. Like, imagine like the hotels, the Ubers there, or like the
Because
venues, the foods. Like,
miss me driving through freaking traffic in LA. Hell no, I would never.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, you're crazy. Get it out of LA. Put it somewhere else. You could even put it what, maybe Vegas. Like that'd be fine. I guess it's not. I don't think it's too bad,
Yeah.
right?
Nah.
Vegas is not too bad. Or you could do Texas. You could
Put it
do.
somewhere random, bro. Put it in Tennessee. Put it
See
in
if
Hey,
put it in Oklahoma,
hey,
dude. Why
yeah.
not?
Yeah, put it in Oklahoma, put it in Tennessee, put it in like Arkansas or some shit or Montana, anywhere like random that's not California.
What? Wyoming.
Wyoming, yeah,
Or
put
it's
it
like
there.
that, dude. Who the hell goes to Wyoming? People forget that Wyoming's a state.
That is true.
I only said Tennessee because my sister lives there. So if I needed a place to stay, hell yeah, dude, I'm gonna bum with you guys for a little bit.
I got family over there.
Or if it's in Georgia, freaking Mike can stay with his family there, and we just go pull up. What's up, Mama Aimless? We need a place to stay. Can you let us stay, please? Oh my god, yeah. Or Daddy Aimless,
Oh God.
Brother aimless.
Brother Aimless.
Yes, brother. Yes.
No, but no, dude, it was a pleasure going on that trip with you guys because it was a whole lot of fun. I know Swan had to take off. Um, no, but for sure, man, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun like helping the most I could too with the all the meta decks to throw at everybody.
Yes.
I think there was one day finally I was able to try to help Bobby. I was like, I threw Levi at him, Elga at him, Mirage at him. I don't know what else. I threw about 4 different decks. Like a Shine at you.
Yeah. Oh, I've been beat. I've had my ass beat by Shine enough by Mike, so it's been some silly.
Yeah,
I was mentally prepared for a rough one in case, but I never saw Shine. I never ran into Shine. I was expecting to run into Devas at some point because, dude, for the first 4 tables I was at, if I looked to my left or right, someone was playing Devas like directly next to me. It was crazy.
I thought I was gonna see more red
I like
hybrids. I saw a lot of red hybrids around me.
that's
I
all
didn't
I saw.
see.
Red Hybrid, Levia, and Devas. Like honestly, I think I saw more of those than I saw Numamon. Funnily enough, even though like Numamon basically, like because we all talk about Numa being so good, I saw way more Devas and Red Hybrids and Levias than Numamon.
I didn't even see one mirror. I was
And I saw
hoping.
a few. I saw a few more Wargrave than I would even have. I would have expected to see like a handful, but no, dude, I saw quite actually a good amount.
Yeah, I saw War Grace.
I saw a
Wargraves
lot of
and
armor.
a lot of what?
Armor.
Oh,
I
people
saw.
probably already practicing for BT16. I would think. Even now, it's still not half bad
Yeah, I even saw the bunnies too around
Yeah.
my
because
tables.
like, doesn't like armor kind of auto win against Numamon anyways? So
If
to
you
almost
if you set up, yeah, that's hard.
because like once Magna's into Magna X, like Numa doesn't really do anything, right? It kind of just like, oh, dude, like you're gonna swing, so just redirect, swing, redirect.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
cool,
it's
good to
kind of
know.
hard. It's kind of hard from there.
It auto wins against Davos and Leviathan have a hard time outing it.
Yeah, I
That's
would
crazy.
I would have to test because like it's either that or Magna for the next one. So gotta
I'm
test.
putting I'm putting Wargrave back together, and then I'll probably just mess with Beals as a sleeper pick because I'm really excited for that new Beals that comes out from the EX6.
The rush
Because
one,
I think it
yeah,
has like the one that has like Rush, and I think it has D Digivolve in there somewhere as well. D
yeah,
Digivolve 2. That's fucking
it's
nasty.
sick. Yeah, it's
So
cool.
so I'm excited for that. That's something I'm super hyped for. So I'll probably have a little bit of fun with that. Not gonna lie. That I remember I talked so much shit about it in BT12, but nah, I gave in. That shit's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool deck for sure. I played it today. Um, I mean that's about it for me. I don't know if y'all have any other things to say.
No, not really. Other than just it was
Oh,
a genuine pleasure. I would do this 100% all over again.
Same.
it was fun.
All
It
right.
was.
Well, that's it for us. We were repping Olympus and Harlingen, the Valley area as well. We're the Olympus gods. Uh,
Amen.
it was a lot of fun, and thanks for Bill for giving us the money for gas because that actually helped a lot. It helped us for up and down, which was cool. And that Suburban we got was super legit on gas. I didn't expect that. Um, But yeah, shout out to the whole team, of course. Congrats again to the whole team. Also to you, Swan, for hitting that top 13, man. I mean, top 16. You got your
Yeah.
Nats invite. Hopefully you can make it out there because I know it's. Hopefully it's not in LA, but if it is, I hope you can make it out there and represent there, man. Because I know how pricey that place could be, so I know it could be a little tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You want to say your goodbye, Mike, and go on with Bobby? All right, Mike's thinking of the that girl at regionals. He's not saying anything,
the rainbow cutie. That's what we call her.
or he's probably lagging out.
Oh,
Uh,
huh?
I was saying, do you want to say your final goodbyes?
I already said mine.
Oh,
Bobby.
and go ahead, Bobby.
Oh, my bad. I didn't catch it. No, just it's been a pleasure. I'll be seeing you guys throughout the week, or if not Friday. Beal's gonna make a comeback, and I'm probably gonna be fiddling with that in armor. But it's been a pleasure. I will catch you guys later. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It was
And
a
I
pleasure.
gave Marcus a little arm because I'll be gone for the next 3 tournaments. I won't be there the next 3 weeks. So good luck to you guys. Hope y'all have fun, and hopefully y'all can make the Kaboom ones. Maybe I mean I won't be there, so enjoy yourselves.
Sounds good, my man. It's been a pleasure. Until
Oh.
next time, boys, we will reconvene.
Yeah, so that's it for Jogress This. You all have a good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time you see this, and have a good one. Peace.
Later.